Car crashes to rolling down the ski hill. Accidents, they're a fact of life. But if you were injured in the process, you may be legally entitled to recover fair compensation. And that's why we're having a trusted legal team behind you is so essential. The firm of Larson Larimer takes the personal approach to all their cases and goes the distance for their clients. Now, the two partners have also been listed among the 10 best attorneys in the American Institute of Personal Injury Attorneys and are among the top 100 attorneys in America. With me this morning is attorney Ken Fielder from the firm Larson Larimer. It's good to see you again, Ken.
Good morning.
So today we're talking about medical malpractice. And what is medical negligence?
So medical negligence is when an individual is injured or dies at the hands of a medical professional. That medical professional can be a doctor, it can be a nurse, it can be a chiropractor, it can be a dentist. It can be against the institution acting through those people, as well as like a hospital and a nursing home.
Go into more detail how medical negligence can impact me.
Well, according to recent studies, believe it or not, more than 250,000 people die every year from medical mistakes or medical errors. That's a staggering number, and that makes it the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. So it's something to be taken seriously.
That is so scary. What does it take to prove or establish that you have a case?
Well, there are essentially three elements. The first element is what they call substandard care. And that's essentially what they call an act or omission, the failure to act by a medical professional that we just discussed that deviates from the accepted medical standard of care. Now, that's a mouthful. What does that mean? It's kind of like when you get your driver's license and you're driving down the road. There are certain rules of the road that you have to abide by. Same thing goes for the medical professionals. There are rules that the medical professional has to abide by. And if they don't, that deviates from the standard of care. That's number one. Number two, we have to show that that substandard care proximately caused or was a cause of the third element, which is damages or injuries. And those injuries in these types of cases are typically permanent and they're typically significant.
I want to give out the phone number for them to contact you because we're just scratching the surface here. There's so much more, and you just need to reach out to the firm of Larson Larimer. They handle a wide variety of claims. The number 303-647-3980. That's 303-647-3980. So let's talk about the common types of medical negligence.
Medical negligence can take many forms. One type would be, for example, a woman goes to the doctor and complains of a lump in their breast. Now, if that lump isn't properly worked up by a doctor and it's diagnosed as benign and later turns out to be cancerous, that's what we call a delay or failure to diagnose a medical condition. Other types of common situations that we see are unnecessary surgery, wrong site surgery, medical surgical errors, improper prescription dosages or amounts, and improper aftercare follow-up.
What steps does Larson Larimer take to investigate or maybe prosecute one of these cases?
So medical negligence cases are much different than, say, your auto cases or your other typical personal injury cases. They're much more expensive and difficult to litigate. So the first step is to get all the relevant medical records and review those. Oftentimes, believe it or not, someone will come in and say, this is what happened, but when you get the medical records, it doesn't say that. It's something that's inconsistent. So it's our job to go through that, figure out what happened, and then after we figure out what happened, to meet with the appropriate consultant, the medical professional who practices in the same field as this doctor or nurse that we're complaining of, and figure out if we have enough evidence to meet those three elements that we discussed earlier.
My goodness. Anything else you want to share that we need to know about medical malpractice cases?
I think due to the nature of them, the important thing is, unlike the other types of cases that we talked about, it's important to make sure that you contact an experienced litigator in this field like myself and Larson Larimer, because we're able to get the records, talk to the consultants, and advise you accordingly of whether or not you have a meritorious case to prosecute.
So we're talking today about medical malpractice, but Larson Larimer, in addition to what we're talking about today, you also handle other types of complex civil litigation.
That's correct. So the medical negligence is one type of complex civil litigation, but other types, like we talked about, trucking cases, car accident cases, and slip and falls, those can become very complex as well.
Which is so nice that in-house you have all the attorneys that can handle a wide range of cases.
It is. It's a team of attorneys working together, whatever the case is, and figuring out the issues and how to best serve the client.
And do you guys also have an app? that you can download?
We do. We have an app on our phone which allows the client to download it, which gives the client some direction on what to do in different types of situations and mostly how to protect themselves in those situations.
Thank you for coming on the air and
welcome.
sharing all this important information. Listen, this is the firm to contact, the firm of Larson and Larimer. They handle a wide variety of claims, including motor vehicle accidents, insurance disputes, medical malpractice claims, slip and falls, and wrongful death cases. They have more than 50 years of experience, a 95% success rate, and have recovered more than $250 million for their clients. The attorneys from Larson and Larimer will give you personal attention that you deserve, and they'll aggressively pursue your case against those who have caused your injuries. Give them a call today. It's 303-647-3980 or find them online, personalinjurydenver.com. Do you have a personal injury question for the partners at Larson and Larimer? Email us at mycoco@9news.com. That's mycoco@9news.com. Larson and Larimer paid for their